next presenter has an idea that maybe the internet is making us stupid. Please welcome Hansnain Zaheer.
I'm going to talk to you about how the internet is making us stupid. I'm sure most of us would agree that life is fairly internet and mobile centric. And why not? We are connected 24/7, we multitask, it has done wonders to our productivity, and it has made our life very easy. So is everything hunky-dory? Not really, says Nicholas Carr. Nicholas is a leading Nicholas is a leading authority on new media. He has done profound research and writing on how internet is reshaping the way we think. He says, over the past few years, I have an uncomfortable sense that someone is tinkering with my brain, remapping the neural circuits, reprogramming the memory. I know that my mind is changing, but I don't know how. And I feel it most strongly when I'm reading. Earlier, I could concentrate for long stretches of prose. I could read several pages for several hours, and I could dive deep into the text. But no longer. Now it seems as if I am dragging my wayward brain back to the text. I fidget, I lose the thread, I try and find something else to do. So let's go into more details. Marshall McLuhan, a renowned media theorist, said way back in 1960s, media does not just give us the stuff of thought, it also shapes the process of thought. So when we are reading newspapers, magazines, and books, what happens is we are concentrating and contemplating. However, now these days, when our brains are conditioned to internet, we expect content the way internet distributes it. Our mind works, the internet distributes it in a fast-moving stream of thought. So earlier, we used to be a scuba diver in a sea of words. Now, we just skim the surface on a jet ski. Marian Wolf, a leading development psychologist, says, we are not just what we read, we are also how we read. So internet promotes a style of reading that puts immediacy and efficiency on everything else. So our mind is very malleable at all ages. In fact, our 100 billion or so neurons are not fixed. Our mind is capable of reprogramming at all stages. So just to give you an example, back in the 19th century, when writers were moving from writing by hand to a typewriter, many of them observed that their writing style had changed. In fact, one of them said, our writing instruments take part in the forming of our thoughts. Same is the case with the mechanical clock. In deciding when to eat, to work, to sleep, to rise, we have stopped listening to our senses and we started obeying the clock. So earlier, some of us used to take pride in saying that my mind works like a clockwork. You know, that used to be a common phrase. Now, in the age of software, many of us take pride in saying it works like a computer. So the old media is not just being eaten by the new media, it is also being changed a lot. It is also being transformed. So internet is going to have a much bigger transformation than just a clock or a typewriter. For example, look at your television screen and observe all the scrolls, tickers, all the scrolls and tickers. And in the magazines and newspapers, you can see short and snappy articles and capsule summaries. So Nicholas Carr does not know if this mass reprogramming of our brains is good for our collective future or not. However, he does make a point about how our minds are being reprogrammed to an industrial philosophy. So the industrial philosophy was all about the best method or the perfect algorithm. It was almost like the best algorithm of doing tasks most efficiently. It was system over the person at all times. Now, I am worried that many of us information system designers, programmers, and search engine managers are trying to find the best method, the perfect algorithm to do what we call the mental work or the knowledge work. In the process, we are losing the fuzziness of undistracted reading, of concentration and contemplation. So, are we wise in getting this in getting into industrial in getting into in industrializing our knowledge work as opposed to cognition? Thank you.